Welcome to Movie Club. Today I will show you a horror movie, the 2020 drama The Invisible Man. Prepare for spoilers, be careful. Chelsea wakes up at night. She gets out of her bed to avoid waking her married Terry. She searches under the bed for the substance she hid. As she is exiting the bedroom, he moves a little in her sleeve and artfully startled her. Churchill proceeds displayed and purples to the dressing room. When she gets a dog, packs clothes and medicine in a bag. Next, she points the hallway camera to she monitor and her husband while he sleeps to ensure his safety. Walks into a room that appears like laboratory and despair the house camera and alarm. She frees certain noise and checks the webcam to see if he's awake. She gets dressed swift and he slyly departs the house through the garage. Jill and the dog follows her and search her. At first she pulls his electric collar off when suddenly the dog activated the car alarm that as Cecily gets toward the barrier, the light in the bedroom turned on. As she climbed over, she runs through the woods and reached out to a road, waiting for her sister Emily to pick her up. More than a moment passes, she was looks terrified. Finally, her sister arrives and quickly gets into the car. All of a sudden, her husband emerges behind her, yelling after her and smashing the window. They drive away, but he discovered he disappeared on the ground. 2 weeks later, Churchill is at a friend's house. James, she is still terrified to go outside, but he encourages her go to out the mailbox. When she gets to open it, a man jogging searches for her and she flicks her inside. The next day, her friend is purchasing some home repairs and Cherry is here hiding her computer camera when suddenly the doorbell rings. Emily is at the door. Chandler is upset that she is there believing that her spouse might have followed her tree, but her sister has some news. She shows her article on her phone indicated her spouse is Jesus Kelly. Doesn't understand how she tells James an enemy about the way he would dominate her from the manner she looked to the way she spoke and thought. His abuse didn't just stop his physical violence. The next day, Chelsea is able to walk out of the house more readily. She acquits that the later by herself and is thanked by her buddy and his daughter. Sandra for her effort. James finds one of the letter in address to her later Felicia in a law office. Arrogant's brother, who is also a lawyer, recount and dying wishes of the deceased who has left Kasia $5 million. Can you imagine with the coroner that she never brought up criminal charges or legal mental unstable. That night she surprised the sender that James was present and pressing from the taking such care of. Her James received a last letter and Cinder's bank account with enough money to go fashion school. The celebrate and the career goes to her room. She keeps having the feeling that someone is observing her. The next morning, James leaves for work and begs Cassia to wake Sandra away. She does just that while leaving to stop on the breakfast, catches the fire and the girls put it out with fire extinguisher later that day. Chalcha is alone at the house, but she discerned something strange and decided to explore. She looked through the entire room and discovered nothing. Then suddenly she hears the front of door of house open. Churchill exclaimed, the entire there is no one there, but yet she is still feels uncomfortable. Suddenly a second brace can be visible next to her. The same night, Chenchia and Sindre are sleeping in her sunrise room. Suddenly, someone take their cover off and start messing with the light in the room. Walking Chenchua She thinks she sees someone in the room bravely, but later it's only Sunday's mannequin. Then she tries to pick up the cover and the floor and assume that there is someone sitting in the chair next to her. So she tosses the converse in at it. There is no one. There is no one. She pulls on the cover, but they don't move. She looks at them as if someone is standing on them. Situations for James walking sentry is on the posts and her rushes into the room. Since neither him or not his daughter see anybody, he claims her down a little bit, saying not to allow the memory of Andrea and her. Angela has a job interview. The interviewer fussed with her as they settle down, but when she sees that she is nervous, requests to view her work. Chancellor open the bag and work isn't there. She is upset and goes out of the call. James is sitting with her in the hospital as the doctor tells her to basically keep it easy till her lab results are done. Chancellor is taking as a shower and her as the phone rings. She picks up and it's her doctor tells her that the reason for her fainting in existing around of diazone in her system. Chancellor noticed a bottle of diazepam to bedroom snake. It has a bloody figure mark on it later. Chancellor has taken James with her to see Andrew's brother. She tells them about the bottle of diazepam, stating it was put there by Adrian. But the border dismisses her. Then she claims that she doesn't believe he is dead, saying that he is worked out of a means to remain invisible and because she's sure his sibling know about it. James is astonished and Andrew's brother is unimpressed. He allows that his brother tortured him by grating inside his thoughts too. He gives her a photograph of Andrew's lifeless body and tells her that he was likewise relieved when his brother died. Cecilia goes to meet Amy and they have an awkward conversation in which her sister tells her that she read her nasty email discussing how she thinks about her. Chancellor tells that she didn't send the email but that Andrea did. Emily doesn't believe her and inquires to her for existence that night and Chancellor examines that the same thing on her email and find her one sent email. Sandra walks in to find her crying on the floor. After a few comforting words, they decided to go out. Sandra stands up and something hits her. He instantly calls her for that. Angela does something to her. As she tries, she can't convince the two of them that it wasn't she hit that girl. Those they leave her alone in the house. Chancellor knows that Andra is somewhere there and starts calling for him. She grabs a bag of coffee and sparks it all over the floor in one of the rooms, placing herself down on the other end of the door, firmly thinking Andra is there and she talks to him. Prince and to be left one. She gets the idea to call his phone and waits its ride. She can hear it in the calling. Chancellor Kalia claims in the calling and starting seeking for him, but sees no one. She dials the phone again and again and travels in its location, where she finds Andre's key and knife and her design work. There is a noise behind her, so she pick up a point pen to throw it toward the opening for the ceiling, suddenly displaying that a context of figure. She gets down from the calling and looks for him. When she hears the water running in the kitchen, she sink is full of painting and invisible hand grabs and rides her every in her around her house. The house monster chases her and tries to stance her, but she finds out and runs off the house. Chancellor manages to grab over and ask him to take her and the house where she lives with everyone. They get to the house and she asks to over to wait. Chancellor walks inside and is joined by Jesus. The dog follows her to basement laboratory where she is listening to one of the crickles. She tries to figure out what it looking for at the table and first it of the well executed is disabling the apartment slowly revealing the invisible suite and schedule of tricking the suit of making when the dog breaks and runs towards something warning her that her there is a someone else in the house. Angela goes to hide in the designing room dressing room and the bedroom, but is followed by the phantom man. He opens the door but awkwardly doesn't see her. Instantly, she flies away. The dog barks at him while in the over. She phones Emily requested the maid at her night and children wait for her sisters at restaurant. Unfortunately, glancing at an empty chair. When Emily arrives, she informed her about that she found in Adder's house what would confirm that he is still alive. Suddenly, a knife floating mighty and murderly Emily in the next second in a Chancellor's hand, a phantom man in the restaurant are shot and everyone freaks out, breaking away from her. Chancellor is down and arrested. She is brought to Elsham, shocking that she did not starting the week can concern to the room. Discovered that Andrew killed her sister and that she knew she is there. She is standing and left alone footsteps ahead, heading toward a word. Surprisingly, James and another detective on probation chancellor, she says that she has proved sincere and but that she can't tell her that is become because he is in another room and they can't see the other detective exists. She asks James if she believes her. She says she feels guilty, but James feels guilty in his own way too. Later, Chancellor is taken to a door who tells her that she is pregnant and that happened somewhere in the last month. That next day, Andrew's brother comes to see her in the ancient. She is there to tell her that since she is being brought up to criminal charges and may be ruled mentally impressive, she is lost in the chains of address money. She beaten him, comparing to him to Iskovich's siblings. He tells her that she has two alternatives to sign the documentary and forfeit the money or to have the baby and go back. And Adrian gives her a new life with Enra. His one phone conversation she refused and said still one. Of his pains with his walking, he tells her he will come back in 3 days for her final decision. Later that night, after the one orderly clear room completely and I left, she goes in the shower and she takes her pain to the escort of the 5 year you won't get the body. Suddenly, the unseen figure takes her hand and she stabs him with the pen. Repeatedly, the security guard steps but seems damaged in suit. But he goes to seek unseen man. But he returns turn on the shotgun and back to the guard and Chancellor turns him back in sweeping to the guard. They are taking her back to her room and 10 men emerges again, killing them, more keeping and face-to-face fate one by one, fully obviously that was going on there. After killing the last guard on the floor, the man throws the gun and Chancellor runs after him and takes it. She chases him to after the shower and shoot after him. The boat repaired the institution and hid outside in the position run. Chancellor is looking for him with the gun and head. She hears a noise and goes after it. She security guard after her to close her in an open trap. So he approaches it and figures he's lurching. He grabs her approach and starts threatening her that if she doesn't compel he'll her that one more she likes. He likes sandbag chancellor and chases after him again. But when she gets outside of the gate, the unseen man reaches out towards her with his car, and while she shoot at him, causing another automobile to call it. She also said that that car. She goes after him again. Recently, while driving, she phones James and institution him to go back to the house and refuses Sandra, the invisible man, arrives at the house and walks into her room. She walks up and grabs a paper spray out of her bag. Since she can't hear him moving, she sprays him and she falls over she runs away screaming. But the man grabs her at the last moment. Sims arrives at the house of Sims' husband, just starting hitting him instead. Sandra begs him to stop being at him. That when suddenly Chancellor Jack blast him with a fire extinguisher, then shoot him dead. She goes over to drain the anti home jam mask, open to realize that it was Andrew's brother. A tactical body squad to see through Andrew's house as called for aid and lair. Now from inside, the police break down well in the basement and find a strip this and male, and he is trying to be vulnerable with her, opposite to her and starting as his listen and his lesson. She wants him to acknowledge all that he did. Keep saying that his brother bother there was manipulate him. Principal insists seeking him strength. The man while James is outside the house, listening to every word to the two are saying as she is crying. Andras come over the shooter and then resorted back to demonstration once again. Chancellor goes to the bathroom to clean herself, and he is spotted waiting for her at the table. After she has been gone for a while, he becomes restless and suddenly kills himself. After a minute, Chancellor comes back and instantly calls for the emergency service. She pulls away in the blind zone of the survival camera. Sit down and watch him die. Dal comes and running out towards the home, and when he hears what is happening, the finds Chancellor in believing. She tells her him and Andrews killed himself. Until Jim discovered the suit at a draft bag and she is holding and asking whether she pulling it all alone. Chancellor doesn't answer the question directly. She walks up the house is leaving it behind. All ends here. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comment section below. And thanks for staying with us.